This program proudly brought to you by Luxbet. Grand Syndicates, where every share's a grand. And puntersparadise.com.au. Welcome back to Talkin Thru Your Kick. Russ Barwick alongside Neil Evans. Bit of a change of panellists in regards to our Sydney-Melbourne combination. Brent Zarafa from the Daily Telegraph, one of Australia's leading up-and-coming fans of Dan Lee. Very excited after Saturday.
Certainly good to be here, Russ, and hello to everyone. Dan Lee was very good at Warwick Farm, and it certainly was a very good day of racing, I thought, at Warwick Farm. I have to defend a little bit the Warwick Farm track, Neil. I know you were happy to slap it, but... I think it was more of the jockeys than anything, because you saw Proverb come right up along the inside fence, which I agree the fence may have been the best place to be, but I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people.
Was that just the rail? The rail was back at 2 for the entire, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at the rail was back at 2. They don't move it during the day, but the horses were still definitely making. I think it was more a jockey's decision that they just wanted to get off the fence.
Okay, well, all the joy of Saturday afternoon was curtailed with the loss by South Sydney on Saturday night, but moving right along.
We didn't have to bring that up, did we? I thought this was a racing show.
Rap or slap? What is your rap or slap?
I'm going to give Hugh Bowman a rap for his ride on Dan Lee. I know I'm talking through my kick, but that's the name of this show. Certainly was a very good move for him to be positive early. He got in the forward stages. He settled in front of Secret Admirer, and once he did, I think that was the winning move.
Okay, we're going to look at this race. Dan Lee, of course, fabulous ride on this. And I read some comments and some various posts on all the websites, particularly ours, but Dan Lee's run in that first up performance was as good as anything. And seriously, we're mugs for missing the point here with Dan Lee, weren't we?
Yeah, well, that's why I thought he was great value. Even at the $6, he got at $8.50 on track, which was luxury odds by that stage. But his run was very good behind Secret Admirer. And on that occasion, he was probably a little bit slow to begin. And Chris Waller had hoped that he could settle a little bit closer to this preparation because he's had the wind operation.
Yes.
And he had to settle a little bit further back that first up time. But now, being able to go forward, I think it was certainly...
Well, this is the email I was talking about. Weight for age horses in weight for age races, which is why I was so surprised at Dan Lee's price. Clearly the best horse in the field, and it's salute. I think we just thought 9-year-old.
Well, yeah, and he wasn't missed by the punters. There was a bet earlier, 1,000 each way at the opening, 8.50. It was 8.50 into 7 with us, and he's just a star in the stable, Brent, isn't he? And I wish I could get one. I hope I get one of those wind operations when I'm...
And two, you can see why a lot of punters. You can see why a lot of punters were knocking him. He hadn't won a race for 18 months.
Yep.
So, although he had been running in good races, sometimes you can start to think, geez, is this horse just running on and running good races without winning? Albeit his record at Warwick Farm was very strong, and he is a genuine weight for age horse, like that person mentioned. But still something to keep in the back of your mind. He hadn't won for 18 months.
Well, I'm saving my rap or slap for this particular segment and these particular two blokes, because
fire away.
7 days ago, the rap. You said that Secret Admirer, of this horse. 3 from 18. I think Secret Admirer is becoming a bit of a punter's fiend.
Disagree.
Not a friend.
Disagree. Always in big company here. Look at the run. I thought it was a terrific run second up. Can still win the Epsom, and not dismissing Cox Plate. I thought it was a great run. Lamasseri was good getting home, wants a lot further.
I don't think we're going to see her in an Epsom.
She's not?
We're talking Underwood Stakes, or she'll go to the George Main. She won't go to a handicap. She'll be too far away. So she's looking, Graham Beggar said, to the Underwood Stakes next start, 1800 maybe, or to the George Main.
But I thought she might defend in the Epsom.
No, probably get too much weight.
All right.
But who else might go to the Epsom that could compress the weights then?
Like looking at the top of the weights for the Epsom, geez, off the top of my head, I'm sort of struggling to think who's going to really compress the weights, but...
So she'd be top weight almost.
She certainly would. More Joyce is not going to go there. Rangi Rangdu won't go there. I don't think Shootout would sort of go there. I think those sort of horses, would be sort of bypassing that, looking for the weight for age races.
Look out for Gay late here.
The other slap comes courtesy of an emailer, and we'll have a look at that emailer regarding Brent.
I'm getting ready for this one. I'm getting ready.
Last week. If you'd missed the last week's show, you'll understand that Brett said his particular something for the bat was a horse called Charge Account, which went around at Wednesday at Canterbury at $1.30 SP. I don't know where it is. Where is it?
Behind the leader on the
inside.
White colours with the red heart.
Suck run, right colours with no heart.
Well, I'm just going to say, but obviously wasn't the only battler who thought this one going around, because it was 180 into 130. It wasn't just a short.
But what about the thing on the outside? Did you happen to miss this?
King Cobia. It first started, it went very good, but I must say, as much as disappointing as it was,
hang on.
I'm glad this horse got beat.
Here's the email from Neil from Balgala, good mate of ours. Love the show, but how the heck does Brent toss up something for the Battlers when it SP's at $1.30?
Yeah.
Neil
Come
from
at me.
Balgala, you know him, do you?
Never heard of him. Now, what about the post? Come on, Brett. The post of this race.
What happened after?
Well, the interesting story was, so everyone's disappointed. $1.30 shot gets beat. Walking around going, geez, I've made a goose of myself here. But then, James McDonald has weighed in light. So for punters who are not quite sure what that means is, if you've backed the horse, and it even doesn't matter if you run first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever. The jockey is weighed in light, you're disqualified, and you do your money cold.
So the rules of disqualification aren't like when they declare it a non-runner because it missed the start.
No, there's no deduction.
It's like, effectively, if the jockey fell off.
Yes, that's it.
Done
You're
your
just
brass.
done your money cold.
Bookie's smiling.
The bookie's smiling, but there was an interesting little subplot to, or not even a subplot, a little side story coming in. Postscript. One of the stewards had a little bit of a chuckle speaking to me after the race there at Canterbury and said one of the bookmakers on course at Canterbury had the hide to have a little bit of a complaint, or not a complaint, but he was a little bit
filthy,
a little bit whinging that he'd laid the fourth horse the place. Hello, $1.30, Pop just got beaten, left in the bag, and you're going to whinge that the fourth horse been promoted to third. Yeah. Always whinging.
It's a good bounce back, but he bounced back Dan Lee. James McDonald bounced back dear Demi.
But still with charge account, and it was an interesting point made in the Sydney Press this morning. The horse was owned by Australian Turf Club chairman John Cornish, and he's made the point that maybe we need to move to the electronic scales, because I think as much as it was a mistake on James McDonald's part, I think there were mitigating circumstances with the way that the weigh-out process is conducted, and I think this certainly can be looked at.
Yes.
Okay, let's head to another break here on Talking Through Your Kick. Here's our tipping contest result from week 1. Now, Sir Castleton had a profit of $9,440 off the back of 211 tips.
He's had good fun.
His outlay was $21,100.
What a rock and roller.
That is an unbelievable return for 200 tips.
Have you got a breakdown of all that?
No, I haven't. Cobby's finished second. That's still a great result with his 170-odd tips. So you can tip in as many races as you like, as these blokes certainly have. I didn't know there was 220 races during the week, but obviously...
Well, that's 30 a day.
Yes, well done.
That's 10... That's
everywhere.
That's everywhere.
That's everywhere.
It'd be like a seismic graph, wouldn't it?
And going down to 4th. The worst, I've got to say this, last was a guy named Crooked Nose who had 75 tips for the week, and one of them won, paid $4.80.
Isn't that your nickname?
So he's lost $7,120. No wonder he's got a crooked nose.
Maybe a little more selective.